You've been doing everything right, eating clean, walking every morning, cutting the wine, and yet your waist, it keeps growing. That stubborn ring of fat around your middle, that wasn't there 2 years ago. You catch yourself in the mirror and you wonder what you're doing wrong. I see this in clinic constantly. Women who come in frustrated, almost apologetic. Nin, I don't understand. Nothing fits the way it used to. I'm doing all the right things and it's just not budging. Well, here's what I tell them, and this is what I want you to hear today. You're not doing anything wrong. Your body is doing exactly what it's been programmed to do under years of cortisol exposure. The problem isn't willpower, it's a biochemical signal that's been running silently in the background. And once you understand it, you can shut it down. In our last investigation, we uncovered how cortisol was bribing your brain to wake you up at 3 a.m. That was the sleep theft. But that same cortisol, it's been running a second operation, a much longer one, a much quieter one. And it's been going on for years while you were blaming yourself. Here's what it's been doing. It's been quietly relocating your body fat, moving it from places you don't notice to the one place you do. And here's the part that most don't understand. Cortisol doesn't just spike during the obvious stress times. It also rises with hidden inflammation, with blood sugar swings, with perimenopausal hormonal shifts, and it spikes every single time you don't sleep. The 3 a.m. wake up we investigated last week, that's been feeding this belly fat problem for years. The crime scenes are all connected. Now place your hand on your belly right now, not sucking it in, not posing, just your hand resting. If what you feel is different from what you remember even 2 years ago, despite doing everything right, write belly in the comments. That's the evidence we're investigating together today. It's one mechanism. Cortisol drives visceral fat storage at the cellular level. Here's exactly how. Your body is made of cells, every tissue, every organ, every system. Your cells are the fabric of who you are, the foundation. Your entire body is built on them. When cortisol hits your bloodstream, it signals those cells that you're under threat. Store energy fast around your organs. Now, here's the thing. That fat, which is called visceral fat, that wraps around your liver, your pancreas, and your intestines, it's not just sitting there. It's deep, metabolically active fat. It's pumping out inflammatory chemicals 24 hours a day. In fact, your belly fat cells, they've got 4 times more cortisol receptors on them than fat cells anywhere else in your body. 4 times. So when cortisol floods your system, the fat lands on your waistline, not your hips, not your thighs, your belly, every time. Now the crime scene gets even more complex. Cortisol also flips 2 switches inside your fat cells at the same time. The first switch pulls more fat in. The second switch locks the door so that fat can't get out. More in, not out. Both happening at the same time. Your body is literally designed under cortisol to fill your body and keep it full. Now do this for me. Run your hand along your waistband right now, not your hips, your waist, where your clothes sit the tightest. Every cortisol surge, every sleepless night, every 3 a.m. wake up from our last investigation, all of it's been feeding this. The crime scene is right here. Now write crime in the comments if you're ready to solve this with me. So here's what I want you to understand. What you just felt isn't guesswork, isn't bad luck. A 2017 study tracked over 2,500 people for 5 years and then measured cortisol directly from hair samples. Months of real cumulative exposure, not a single stressed morning. The result? The higher the cortisol, the larger the waist, every single time. The evidence is in the data. Now, inside your belly fat cells is an enzyme. It's called 11-beta-HCD1. Its job is to convert inactive cortisone into active cortisol right inside your fat cells. Your belly isn't just storing the damage, it's actually manufacturing more of the criminal. Your belly fat is a cortisol factory. Now, drug companies saw this mechanism and spent billions developing drugs to block that enzyme. Phase 3 clinical trials, hundreds of scientists, every single drug failed. Bone density collapsed, immune system function tanked, the entire drug class was abandoned because you can't block a hormone receptor system at one point without the body compensating everywhere else in your body. Now, here's where this matters to you. You walk into a standard doctor's office, you say, I can't lose this belly fat. I'm doing everything right. And what do you get? Or probably a pamphlet on portion control, a referral to a dietitian, or even try to relax. Look, I understand why a doctor would say that, because lowering stress does lower cortisol in your bloodstream. But here's what that advice completely misses. By this point, your belly fat isn't waiting for a stress signal from your brain. It's running its own internal cortisol factory. Remember that enzyme we just talked about? It's converting cortisone into cortisol right inside the fat cell, around the clock, regardless of how calm you feel. So you could be on a beach, completely relaxed, and your belly fat is still producing cortisol. Telling a woman to relax her way out of this is not really healthcare. It's a doctor who really doesn't understand what's happening inside those cells. And what can that doctor give you? Nothing. There is nothing they can give you that touches this mechanism we just talked about. The pharmaceutical model already tried and failed. Well, I refuse to accept that there's nothing we can do, because cortisol belly fat is actually a cellular injury. And like most injuries, it can heal. And that's why I created my 90-day cellular repair guide. Now, that guide exists exactly because I refuse to accept what the system offers women like us. And the fix, it comes down to 3 tools. Each one targets a different layer of the mechanism we've just uncovered. Just a quick note first, before I give you those 3 tools. As a clinical naturopath with 15 years in practice, I prescribe standardized medicinal extracts. That's the active compounds concentrated and dosed at therapeutic levels proven in human research. That's a world of difference from what you'd grab off a supermarket or pharmacy shelf. And everything I use across all 3 tools is in my 90-day cellular repair guide. You can turn to page 13 and click on the link that says Cellular Repair Support. That's where you'll find the exact formulas that I'm using here today. So tool number 1, here's what nobody tells you about cortisol belly fat. Cortisol doesn't just store fat, it damages your fat cells. It damages them so badly they stay inflamed and they stay trained for fat storage even after you lower cortisol. Look, lowering cortisol is only half the challenge. You also need to repair the cells damaged by years of chronic cortisol exposure. And remember, your cells are the fabric that makes up your entire body, the foundation of who you are, every tissue, organ, and system. It all comes back to your cells. So repairing your cells is the foundational medicine. It addresses the root cause that no other remedy touches. And the good news, your body already has its own repair crew. They're called adult stem cells. Think of them as your internal maintenance team. They travel through your body, find out worn out or damaged tissue, and trigger repair. The problem, that crew gets smaller every year. By 50, more than half of them are gone. That's not a calendar problem, it's a repair crew problem. So what I do in tool number 1 is use a concentrated blend of 3 natural algae compounds clinically shown to work in synergy, meaning together they do more than what each of them could do alone. First is a blue-green microalgae harvested from a single lake in Oregon in the US. It's called AFA for short. Research shows it supports the release of your own adult stem cells from your bone marrow into your bloodstream. It's like opening the gate for the repair crew. Second, I use a compound extracted from a specific seaweed. It's called Fucoidan. It increases the number of stem cells circulating in your blood. And third, a specialized spirulina extract called mesenchyme. That supports 3 steps: the release, the travel, and arrival of those stem cells, so they actually reach the tissue that needs them the most. These 3 work in synergy. There's nothing synthetic, nothing foreign. You're simply topping up the repair crew, which your body already knows how to use. Then comes the delivery system. Releasing more stem cells means nothing if they can't reach their target. So I support circulation with 3 things. First, I use enzymes. They're natural proteins that act like scissors. They clear away that sticky fibrin mesh that builds up in your bloodstream over time and slows everything down. Second, I use 2 standardized plant extracts, Gotu Kola and ginkgo biloba. They strengthen and support the walls of your smallest blood vessels. And third, a trio of antioxidants. They protect your bloodstream from oxidative stress. It's basically like rust at the level of your cells. These are astaxanthin, a deep red compound from microalgae, sea buckthorn berry, and hydroxypyrrosol, that's extracted from olives. So the release formula brings in more repair crew, and the delivery system clears the road so that crew gets to where they need to go. Using this tool, the women I work with track improvements across multiple systems: energy on waking, sleep quality, afternoon brain clarity, recovery after activity, mood steadiness, even skin quality. Why? Because when you support the repair system, You don't just fix one symptom, you change the entire terrain. Tool number 2 is to calm the terrain so your repair crew can work. Cortisol doesn't just damage cells, it floods the tissue with inflammation by switching on 2 specific enzymes. Think of enzymes as biological switches, and cortisol flips both of them. The first is called COX-2, the second is called 5-LOX. When both are active, your tissue is under constant inflammatory fire, and no repair crew can reach and work through that sort of fire. So to calm this terrain, I use a concentrated spirulina extract. This time, I'm after one specific compound inside it. It's called Phycocyanin. It's a blue pigment. It's extracted using only water, no chemical solvents. It selectively blocks COX-2. Then a second fraction from the same spirulina, a different part of the algae, it blocks 5-LOX. Together they calm inflammation through both pathways at once. And it's backed by 4 human clinical trials. Now you get significant changes within 3 weeks from doing this. A calmer terrain means your repair crew can find the damage and do the job. So just to recap, tool 1 was releasing more of the repair crew. Tool 2 was bringing the inflammation down so the repair crew can actually do their job. Now tool 3 is to turn off the tap. None of this heals if the cortisol signal keeps firing every night. We need to turn it down at the source. The most studied natural compound for this is Ashwagandha. It's a root extract standardized to its active compounds called withanolides. In 2019, a randomized controlled trial, the gold standard of human research, showed that 240 milligrams daily dropped cortisol by nearly 28% in 60 days. Not a supermarket powder, a standardized extract where the active compounds are guaranteed at a specific concentration. And last but not least, one free intervention that you can do tonight. A small serve of protein before bed, say an egg or some bone broth. Protein slows the overnight blood sugar drop, so your body never triggers the cortisol surge in the first place. It's simple, it's free, you can start tonight. Now, you've tried the diet, you've heard the try to relax lecture. None of it touched the cause. This is your way out. It's natural, it's science-backed, used by me and by thousands of my clients worldwide. We're not chasing symptoms, we're repairing the terrain. Now, I've walked through this myself. Broken sleep, 3 a.m. waking, my brain wide awake, fully switched on, like I was about to start the day. I just knew this was not my final chapter, and I had to dig deeper and absolutely figure it out. What I discovered became my 90-day cellular repair guide. It has the exact protocol I used to sleep through the night again and wake up clear. Inside, you'll find the Reset Scorecard. It's got 10 indicators that tell you precisely where to start based on your actual symptoms. There's no guessing, there's no try everything. It's a clear path to repairing your cellular foundation. And that's also where you'll find all the formulas. Just turn to page 13 and click the Cellular Repair Support link. Women just like you and me, women who were told to eat less and relax more while their bodies were being hijacked by cortisol, are using the guide today, right now. So download it, it's free at the link in the description. Turn to page 3 to get started. And next Sunday, the same criminal, just a different crime scene. Your brain is high on cortisol. Subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll see you there.